have returneth with Semler no longer being with us. Of course, he had to go home to catch his train. Otherwise, he was going to get stranded in the center of Stockholm with almost no way of getting home. So although we're joking about it, we don't want to keep him trapped like that. I am glad that you guys are still with me. And I'm really glad, Ven, that you're still with me. Otherwise, I'd be solo casting on Overpass, and that's not fun at all. So a bit of an excruciating first map because it took longer than all the rest of the evening combined. But now we're going to be witnessing Overpass with Foxio and Guardian. That sounds kind of cool, doesn't it?
Not the worst thing in the world, for sure. I think we're going to have a lot of cool duels to look forward to. And I still think we're in the honeymoon phase of Overpass, where it's still new enough to be fresh and exciting, regardless of who you're watching play the map. And the fact that it's two very good teams doesn't really hurt.
Oh, you're right. I don't know exactly which is the better team. I think it's been a very long time. I can't even remember the last time I saw Epsilon play Overpass, to be honest. But I would say, I think it's too early to call because Overpass it's not really, I mean, I guess it's still like, compared to every other map, it's still a new map. So it's too early, but I think between these two teams, I would say that NaVi are the kings of Overpass. So we'll get into the game to see exactly how that's going to work out. We do have almost everyone here, and a big thanks to all of you. This is the ESL Pro League, and we are normally with Room on Fire, but we're really glad that ESL want to host this tournament, and we can get to cover it like this. There is a LAN finals for it, and so far, Decisive have already made their way through. 3D Max is one step further, and obviously NaVi and Epsilon are fighting to see how if they can get there as well. So there's a lot on the line here, and I hope you guys have been enjoying it, apart from the maddening DDoS.
Yeah, apparently we're not alone with DDoS issues today. And the other one of the other games that's currently going on, I think Dignitas are having a bit of an issue with the same thing.
Oh no, what a surprise. I think it's getting DDoSed. Who would
it's as surprising as Epsilon getting DDoSed, actually. It's pretty revolutionary stuff.
Ah, well. It's one of those days in the land of Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
NaVi, though, I think illustrating an important part of Counter-Strike, as any matchmaking player knows, if you can get to your opponent's spawn and spawn camp them in the warm-up, then you definitely gain some sort of edge. Then how much would you say this really matters, killing your opponents in spawn like this?
Definitely gets into your head. I mean, right about now, NaVi have already won Overpass. I don't think we can even discuss it.
This is just too much, right? You know, you can't even buy a rifle. You spawn, you die. Even if you bought one earlier, you can't get to it anymore. It's really frustrating.
People just get broken down completely. I wouldn't be too surprised if we just saw some of the Epsilon members eventually just went AFK to sit in a corner and cry. That could happen for sure, unless one of them manages to break through. You can see Foxio was already killing himself.
Oh man,
it's rough.
I do think I have discovered a correlation. There's no scientific proof yet, but I'm pretty sure that the better you do in warm-up, the worse you do when the game actually starts. I feel like in warm-up, you can hit like the most ridiculous no-scopes, and every shot you click with the pistol is a headshot. The game starts, and you get rushed down on the B-bomb site by a torrent of really annoying terrorists with Glocks, and there's nothing you can do to stop them. So, yeah, there's like some sort of inverse correlation between those two things.
Yeah, that's sciencey enough for me. I would agree with that. You do have what you label as warm-up heroes. People who hit, people who one-shot you and, they just run around one-tapping stuff for, I guess, the 3 minutes of warm-up that you have before the game starts or something, and then they can't hit a brick wall, is that... Well, yeah, a barn door after that.
Is that how it works? So we have like that used to be a term, I guess, actually... The whole FFA term has gone away because in Global Offensive, the free-for-all server concept is pretty rarely utilized. Yeah. People just like join through the system, so there are not many people return to regular servers unless they deathmatch. I guess there are some people who, like I have a couple of regular deathmatch servers, but apart from that, the FFA concept has sort of gone away. But it used to be that FFA hero was a real thing, right?
Hell yeah.
So I guess like FFA hero, warm-up hero, and then...
Online heroes?
Online hero, matchmaking hero. It's a lot to go through if you want to...
A lot of heroes.
Yeah, exactly. I think in StarCraft they have such a thing as a ladder hero as well. Just someone who's really good on ladder but never does anything in a tournament. Yeah,
but don't they just get the label map hacker? I feel like that's everything, anything, like... Every topic on the StarCraft 2 subreddit is pretty much like, this guy is high up on the ladder, so he's a map hacker. Blizzard, please.
Yeah, I do sometimes visit the StarCraft 2 subreddit just because there's always so much drama going on. It's very fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so, let me try and talk a little bit about, while we're warming up here, exactly what we could, expect from this particular map. And I think one of the reasons why NaVi is such a fun team to watch is because they have had a really cool style attacking the B-bomb site. One of the first teams, I think, to really fully utilize the idea that you can stack up on the railing down towards the Suez area coming out of the connector and throw a ton of grenades, Molotovs towards the barrels. You can smoke off sniper spot. You can grenade people who are down in the site. You can do all sorts of cool stuff. And they were quite good at doing that. They're also good at throwing fakes, which involve pretending you're up at A, but then having like half your force all the way back in connector, and then, you know, you get one kill, or you just feel like you sold a fake, you go back for it, or you put up an early smoke and plant here, and then you defend the smoke from outside. Instead of even taking the bomb site, you just plant really forward in the bomb site. So I think NaVi is an exciting team to watch in that sense. But I do wonder what the power of Foxio would be, because he did insane work on Inferno. If he can do that on, I mean, on this map, you can probably lock down one bomb site with a good orb, and that's all you need.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where they're actually going to put him, because there are a ton of opportunities to play with the op here, regardless if you want to play passive or aggressively. So I would assume that they're going to place him towards long on A. That would be what I would expect, or, you know, at the, I guess, the long tunnels at B, one of those two places, and he'd just go ham there and pretty much just hold down those entire areas by himself.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised. But then again, Foxio is the type of operator who could play very aggressively, so we could see him, you know, take the dive down the stairs to underpass and see if he can get early entry frags, or actually push towards the balloon area and up towards Fountain and playground to see if he can get some sort of easy opening for his team. But I'm not really sure how aggressive the Epsilon are going to want to play on the CT side, because, you know, there have been changes to Overpass. You can now plant on A pretty much whatever without ever having to commit to actually taking over the site.
Yeah.
Which does leave for quite a few interesting ways of playing it as a T and as a CT, because obviously the way of playing way back at the site doesn't really work that well anymore if you could just get smoked off and have the T's plant outside and never really commit to the bomb site.
Yeah, I was just drawing as you were talking. The bomb planting zone has kind of been extended compared to what it is on the minimap here. It's actually a lot wider now. So, but now we're finally live. We do have the knife round, I think, going off first. Yes, they are going to be knifing first, just making sure, because there's someone for a Molotov. I was confused. Knife rounds are started off with, and shout out quickly to Toby Dawson, or Toby1, as you may know him from Join Dodo. I think he's watching as well. So, Toby, I think tonight's not going to be matchmaking night because we're all really tired, but maybe some other time. Either way, winning the knife round on this map could actually be pretty important, because it's a very CT-sided map, a little bit like Nuke. It's getting more and more sort of, like, there are more tricks to throw on the T side now, so I guess it's getting a little bit less CT-sided, but still winning it is a big deal, and Scream is going to secure that with the last stab into Guardian.
Yeah, I guess it's a little, you know, do take note that Scream is actually playing this map, because he was not playing on Inferno. So that can only mean good things for Epsilon.
Yes, almost certainly, alright? I'm curious how they're going to play it. One of the things that annoys me the most about people defending the A-bomb side on this map is when people stay in A. Obviously, you spawn in the A-bomb side, and some people just decide to stay here. And I think the problem with that is that you don't utilize this whole long picnic area, and you don't utilize the toilets and connector and I guess the fountain area. And that could be a real issue. But going into them, well, not quite going into the map yet, but once we get into it, we'll have to see if Epsilon are actually going to be staying in spawn or moving forward, because I feel like moving forward is the superior option.
I think it was way more viable to actually just basically set up a tent and camp on the actual bomb site before the updates to the map, before they altered where you could plant the bomb.
Yes.
I think that was much more viable, because the T's actually had to show up at your door, had to check 5 different angles for every centimeter they moved forward. It was just really hard to get through, especially they have to take into account for the fact that you potentially could go aggressively right on the entire, well, front part of the map, really, like in all of long, balloon, and, you know, the toilet area as well. So they have to take into account for all of that, and by the time they actually get towards the A site, if you still have smokes to burn off as a CT, there's not going to be too much time for the T's to actually do anything, which is what we saw a lot of teams run into at the first major where they actually used Overpass. I think we saw VP going towards that A-bomb site 14 out of 15 rounds or something when they played Overpass, and they ran into the same issue over and over again.
I still have nightmares about that game.
Yeah.
Like, you know, one of those nightmares where you're falling down a really long dark shaft and you don't know how deep it is, but you're falling for a long time and you're afraid you're gonna hit the bottom and you're gonna die. I feel like, you know, VP being locked in on Overpass, only being able to attack the A-bomb site and never succeeding. And then the most painful thing about that particular game was the few times, or actually the like 3 or 4 times when they attacked B, it worked and they got the rounds, and they were like, oh,
yes.
What about this A-bomb site, man?
It's like, oh, it worked. We went B. Let's go back to A now. They'll never expect it.
Yeah, that was really painful. That was hard to watch. But I mean, we learned. We all learned a lot from it.
We do. All right, so it seems like we're about to get going here.
Oh, there's one guy in the chat who is considerably less adult than everyone else, who's got like a very dirty mind, who just puts in quotation marks long dark shaft, and that's it. Oh my god. No,
you're sure to find one of them, right?
Yeah. Well played.
There's always that one guy.
Well played, Rin Pickles. Not even I was that juvenile, and I do try a lot. It's 3 armors and 2 smokes on the NaVi side, and well, actually, could we get to see one of the smokes here from GMX? That's down towards the sewer, and it's going to land right in the pit here, or in the pipe, sorry. And that's a pretty good one, but it's going to be all in connector. The action's going to be happening. Biggie! It's going to be CZ versus CZ, and Siege will actually, with the Glock, come out with the 2 kills. But Fox Josie gets the 1, goes for the second. Got 1 bullet left, runs in the corner to try and reload, but they're coming from all different angles. He gets the 1, he turns around, and if he had got that 180 turn, that would have been devastating to NaVi. But as it is, they managed to survive, and it's in a 2-on-2 now, and I'm not exactly sure who's favored right now. What do you think?
I'm favoring Epsilon in this situation simply because GMX is on the hunt, and NaVi have no idea of what's going on. So they might get onto the site, but I don't think they'll expect GMX to be this close. So as long as GMX gets his, he sets his way towards the bomb site. So he's going to be close enough to punish them, I think. Or actually stops, so this could get a little bit hairy, but yeah, Epsilon.
Walks in, if he can take down Guardian. Guardian turning around, he knows someone's coming here. That's Scream. There's a grenade as well on GMX, but he's just used it to blow up a bit of Guardian's face. Follow-up flashbang here, just throwing it high, trying to blind everyone in the bomb site. The bomb is ticking, and there is no kit picked up. They're going to have to move a lot faster than this. Guardian takes 1, takes 2, and NaVi will win the pistol T side. So I actually think you're right. I think GMX had potential to do a little bit more, but it never really worked out. And without the defuse kit, that makes it so hard.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised seeing how they didn't have diffuse kits and whatnot, that he wouldn't try to disrupt NaVi from planning at all initially. So when he actually commits to that roundabout trip that he did from long through toilets and back towards the bomb site, that he actually stopped in that little, that little nook by the toilets instead of just pushing constantly towards it, because I think it would have been able to catch off Guardian sooner, or one of the NaVi members.
Edward with the Mag 10 in hand actually almost ran into 3 people, but these Mag 10 kills give a lot of money to the guy wielding it. Nice headshot from Scream. That's the kind of stuff that he's so well known for, with the P250 in hand. Uzi wants to get the guy planting the bomb, but he can't. Guardian is also covering the L-bend here, and the grenade follow-up. It's going to bounce right in. That's almost perfect. Look at the damage being dished out by that grenade, but it is a 3-on-3, and NaVi are not in very good health at the moment. Mag 10 in hand. It's not going to work out. They just managed to trade. And up at the upper sniper spot, Seized might be the guy to save this from NaVi if it goes really badly. Fox Show is going to walk in, and Seized has the timing, so a pretty expensive round. I mean, Epsilon did a pretty good job then, didn't they?
They did a really good job. They did invest in a couple of Novas and, a little bit of weaponry for themselves, but I think it was definitely worth it. Really unfortunate, in fact, that they didn't get one more member from NaVi down, because I think both of the members who were alive at the end had less than 10 HP.
Yeah, very, very little indeed. So bit of a shame there. Scream, he got a couple of headshots last time, or at least 1. Can he do it again? Maybe overextending a little bit. Uzi is here. He's going to get shot down as well. Scream now in a bit of a tough position here. Very little health, and Guardian will find a quick double kill. Not much that they could do this time, Epsilon. They don't have the equipment.
It might pick up a frag or two, but nothing more than that should happen. And Starks takes out FXO as well. So there's the 1 kill, Biggie, and he's actually going to be able to get that AK from Edward. So if he's able to save this now, this would be a big victory for them. But you can see the entire NaVi team is on the hunt.
Yeah, look at Seized. He's reading this so well. It's like he can look into the future. And oh, okay.
Well,
thank you, Seized.
Did he not spot him?
He can look into the future, but he needs glasses. You know, it's like it's not perfect.
It's all blurry.
Yeah, it's a little bit blurry, as it is with most people claiming to do that. Biggie goes down anyway to Guardian, who is trekking across the map with a pistol. So that's a little bit weird. And now we have a pause. Then, I mean, we've been missing those pauses.
We got 3 rounds without a pause. That was, you know, almost too good to be true. And apparently it's just, you know, to restart TeamSpeak.
Oh. Wow, okay.
This is definitely surprising.
I'm very surprised. I thought this could be way worse, but that's how it is.
Yeah, luckily we don't have to catch a train.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in my room, and I could end up sleeping in this chair if that's what it came down to, so I'll be alright. I'll be alright. There's 3 ops currently in play. Guardian 1, Foxio with another one. Those are fairly predictable. GMX with the 3rd one. I think that's kind of cool. I've seen GMX op on this map before with some success. Kind of like Happy does it on the LDLC side. Yeah, so I mean, there's some room for alternative opping.
Yeah, and it's, you know, they put him towards the long tunnel zone B, so not too surprising of a position for him, seeing how FXO is on, or Foxo is on the other side of the map.
Oh, Edward very nearly made it in behind the 2 people waiting a connector, but he got shot a little bit in the back by Foxio, actually. I think he got shot in the legs just as he came past. So right now it's a really good trade going in favor of Epsilon. Them being on the more favored side, they do need to pick up quite a few rounds. I would say like 10-5 right now is a pretty good score to settle for if you're on the CT side, but you can get all the way up to 11-4 or even 12-3 or something like that. Now they just need to not lose this round, and maybe they will. That was such a good position, and now it's all evaporated. It's a 1-on-2 here, and Guardian will find a double, as was Seized, and NaVi steal the round away. That's kind of devastating.
It was just really unfortunate timing for GMX. We saw him pick up 1 frag in the L bend, but what he didn't see was Seized sneaking up 2 seconds prior to him peeking. You know, in that small period of time where he was picking back and forth between long and short there, Seized managed to sneak by, so he got caught out. And obviously, if you don't see any more than the 1 guy you just picked off, you're not going to call for a massive rotation as well. So Epsilon kind of just hung back for too long.
Now, I don't know if you saw, but we caught it on camera. There's a weird battle brewing in the beginning of that last round where Scream was shooting in towards the door, and there were 2 people hiding a connector from the terrorist side. And Usiko from the chat actually said, holy beep, Scream, just sit down and spray. I think that's actually pretty accurate. I think if Scream had not tried to one-tap the people in there, but just sat down and sprayed, could have probably killed both of them really quickly.
Well, that is an issue Scream has had with his playstyle for, you know, ever since he came onto the scene, really. The fact that he has, you know, the tapping ability of a, you know, demigod and the spraying ability is just non-existent because he simply refused to spray.
Yeah.
He's gotten better at it, though, over time. So it might be just, you know, a bit of a day thing for him, whether or not he's feeling it or not.
Right. So I think I agree. I think and I think that's a fair criticism from Usiko in the chat. That could have made a difference, but it's hard to account for Seized and Guardian also picking up all those kills all of a sudden. Scream, speak of the devil, he's in the back here, waiting with the FAMAS in hand, and Seized would be an easy target here at 23 health. The rest of the action happening up at the A-bomb site. Uzi waiting, and that's a perfect angle, takes down Edward. Starix is going to fall as well. Max 7 in hand. This is looking so good right now for Epsilon, and there's no time. Nothing that NaVi can do to win this round. In fact, Guardian is going to try and run away with the AWP, so is it, like, does it get any more NaVi than this? You wait until there's almost no time left. If the bomb planter dies, you lose the round.
Yeah, that is NaVi in a nutshell, really. Fortunately for them, they do have an uncanny ability to actually get the bomb down in most cases, but this is very NaVi-esque. And we have another pause. Who would have thought?
Perfect. Perfect. Just the average lag is what Guardian is saying. Nothing Nothing truly suspicious yet. Do we have any other benches on this map that weren't covered on Inferno, I'm wondering?
Oh, but isn't there a carousel on this map, or is that Cache? I think it's Cache that has a carousel on it.
Yeah, I'm trying to... There are benches on this one, and they're kind of like the Inferno benches, but they're painted. And I think they're a little they're a little bit different. The wood doesn't extend over the actual frame of the bench. So...
Well, are you sure this is what... This looks like the cheap metal ones.
Oh, it could be. Yeah, it could be like the cheap metal ones.
Because if you check at the, the corner of them, they're like welded together. That's like a welded metal bend thingy.
Right. All right, so we have marble benches, wooden benches, and the metal benches of Overpass. Although these seem to be all more or less the same, there is like ultimately the most minimalistic bench you can find over by the toilets on the right hand side by long. There's like a it's not even really a bench. It's like a
just
board,
a wooden plank,
a plank with legs on it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the least try-hard bench you could probably
You do
find.
have the classic bench, so the park bench at the balloon area.
Oh, really? Are they different? Oh, yeah.
That's the classic park bench.
That's the kind of bench you want. You can sit your friends down here. It's easy to move around, and you can see there's actually beer. I mean, this is evidence that this is definitely the best bench. This is where the beer is. Like, the party is near these benches. That's it.
That's where it's all gone down.
It's been...
I love the fact that for some reason they decided to add this to the map because it serves absolute no purpose. But you know what, Long? They actually have a picnic basket, a piece of bread, and a wine bottle, and a bicycle. Like, for no good reason, the piece of bread and the wine bottle is there. But no idea why they decided to add that.
I mean, there are a couple of unanswered questions. First of all, how did they bike here? I guess they could have biked down the road, but there's no bicycle path here, so they were obviously biking on the road with the cars, and that's not legal. At least in most places.
Where are the cars? Because you've got. Well, the bigger question is, where did someone let them in? Because everything is gated, right?
Well, I guess they could have got here before the terrorists got here. Let's assume that's what happened, and they got evacuated.
But where did they go? Then this should have been a hostage map.
Yeah, maybe. But I think the main thing is that these people were obviously stupid because they could their bench just right on the other side. They did not have to sit on the grass. There's a whole cafe up here that sells German food. I'm pretty sure it's German food. It's like unsere Einskarte, which I'm pretty sure means ice cake, and also shakes. Getränken obviously is drinks. If you don't know German, then that's it. Salate, Suppen, Bistro. German food is it's great. I bet you can get like some schnitzels or some sausages in here. It's amazing.
The follow-up question is, why is this picnic basket, why does it give you a French feel when we're obviously in Germany? Yeah. Like a bag of, it's kind of like a baguette and a bottle of wine.
Yeah, no German would be so inefficient as to camp right next to the cafe and the benches. Absolutely no German in the world would do that. Yeah, like you sit on the ground and you're actually pretty close to the toilet as well, like not in a good way. Yeah, in a bad way. I see what you're saying. Right, so there's on the map side, Overpass is like a decent map, but on the story side there's some stuff definitely missing here. Definitely missing. Yeah. We found some significant flaws. Oh, dude, have you seen this tower? The I guess it's a cell phone tower or something like that. If you go to wait a minute, I got an important update. Eiskarte means doesn't mean ice cake. I'm sorry, it means like it's the list of ice you can get. Obviously, it's like the card of the menu of ice. Exactly. So thank you very much. I took German for 7 years in school and I know absolutely nothing. Well, I'm the same with French and Spanish for that matter. I can watch German news broadcasts and get like 70% of what's going on, but the last 30% still makes it really tough. So I try my best. I should do more. I should do a lot more. There's actually a significant amount of ads here. I've tried to read them. I'm right now. I'm reading the park overview. Ihr Standort obviously means this is where you're standing, your standpoint. Café Mitte, middle of the cafe or the cafe middle or whatever. Where are you now? Like Spielplatz, right by the CT spawn. There's like a Spielplatz obviously means playground. Very, very easy. We should call it that as a shout out. Oh, you're here, yeah, by the bistro. Well, if you turn like 180 degrees, you can see a car ad, and then something for a painter by Steinendorfstrasse, which is apparently a street. Wir bringen Farbe in ihr Leben. So we bring color to your life. It's a decent
that's
slogan.
That's a good slogan.
Decent slogan for a painter. I like
Cuba.
that. I mean, I don't want them to really bring green color into my life because I don't know what I would paint green at the moment. Maybe benches.
Well, they've obviously gone with green on this map for benches. Not sure if that's something I can agree with, but that's what they did.
All right. Well, we'll have to discuss it later because we've actually been rudely interrupted by the match. Moving forward.
Again?
So, yeah, again. I don't know. It's annoying when we're trying to talk about German and Overpass, but that's how it is. It is the 6th round coming up, and if you're just joining us, then you are right in time for the first half of the second map. NaVi having already won on Inferno, now they go on to Overpass with their actually also a really strong start. Epsilon don't have a lot of money, and if they lose this upcoming round, they could be ecoing right away. And look at NaVi. They're walking in with no sound. This is a really, really tricky play. This is a high-risk play from NaVi. It doesn't look like it, but it is. And they get the opening frag on GMX, who challenged right. He has no clue that anyone was coming. Biggie up close as well. So many people here. He gets the running max 7 shot through the smoke on Star X. That's upsetting. He tries for one more, but Guardian sends him flying with the AWP, and it's now 4-on-3. Bomb. Well, it's not going down yet, but it's making its way into the right place. And the rest of Epsilon, they've at least made a rotation, but covering this bomb site's not going to be easy. I do love the fact that Foxjo's actually running up to sniper spot right now, because nobody's smoked that off yet, and he gets a headshot on Zeus. A big decision call. Risky one as well. His teammate could have been attacked and died in the meantime, and now NaVi, they're running back right into the waiting arms of Uzi. He gets not one, but two, looking for a third one. Edward coming through, and Uzi destroying NaVi. That was a crazy round. What? I mean, that was insane, Van.
I still don't quite fathom how NaVi did not get on that bomb site. They just seemed content to actually sit back in the exit of long tones and just try to go for duels. Because Guardian getting the entry frag, obviously that's huge for them, with GMX having... he was kind of late, actually, getting over towards the B-bomb site. That and Biggie actually crossing over. When they picked up that second frag, they should have been on that side, basically pushing forward, getting into, I guess, the water pit area of the B-bomb site, but they were just content with just hanging back. And that's really surprising to see.
And speaking of Biggie, because we're going to have to stay with him, he's bought an auto shotgun and he gets nothing at all for it. In fact, they lose a couple of people. Foxjo trying to bring it back here. He misses the shot, though. Pistol comes out. And it's a double anyway. Guardian is going to go down, and they do lose 2, but they survive the round. Auto shotgun by. Great in matchmaking. Horrible in real competitive play. 4-on-3. Epsilon, I mean, they're trying to stabilize their play here. I do want to highlight again that, not the last round, but the one before that. Sneaking in like this through the pipe, I would say 8 times out of 10, you're going to be met with smoke grenades and HC grenades and Molotovs. But if you can get in there without anyone noticing, well, it's really powerful. I think NaVi should have won that round. Yeah,
definitely. And it is, as you said, it's a huge risk to take. And you don't get that many opportunities. As you can see, GMX, he's already posted up in a really good position to stop anything like what NaVi did in the previous round. I think it's simply because GMX was extremely slow to actually get over towards that B-bomb site. And that was the only reason that worked for NaVi, but they didn't really take full advantage of it.
Right, and the reason, you know... Oh, bang through Uzi. He got the headshot on Guardian. Just the one click. I'm sorry I had to interrupt myself then. That was too exciting. That's one of the fun parts about this Overpass map. I love any map that can wallbang like this, and there's so much of it on Overpass. We're going to have to return to the other point in a minute because Foxjo is covering the A-bomb site. He's just about to spot someone, but with the smoke up, it's so difficult. See it from his point of view now as the smoke clears. He's looking for one scalp. Just the top of someone's head is what's going to show here. Guardian will pick up one. He sees the face, but look how fast it is. He's going to get the shot anyway on Zeus, trying to jump up. Foxjo gets the second one in. Now it's all up to Uzi, and they got one more guy in here. It's Biggie doing a good job taking down C. Starix coming through, but this is not working out. NaVi finding no entrance at all. So, what I wanted to say about the B-bomb site is if you walk in like they did naked, as we sometimes call it, without any flashes or smokes or anything. Normally what you'd obviously do is you try and flash over once you're outside. You'd flash bang in, you'd put up a smoke so you can sort of get in without getting shot from barrels. But all of those things, all the flashes, all the smokes, are also a huge signal to the people defending that a particular strat is coming in. They can look at the flashbangs coming in and know exactly how much is happening. You can, I mean, flashbangs are a little bit more difficult to count people with, but if you see 3 smokes, you know there are 3 people out there, and you do the math and think, all right, it's probably going to be B push, and you call in for backup. So if all of the things are missing, you get very little time to signal anything, and it's a little bit tricky, right? So it's risk, but it's also a reward to it if it works. GMX taking out Guardian. This is looking great now for Epsilon.
A very good start. I think the one thing we have to take into consideration is the fact that NaVi do already have 4 rounds on the board, so they're doing pretty okay for themselves, but Epsilon are doing a very good job of getting back into things. Biggie might actually be caught off here, but yeah, manages to take out Starks, so 2 men up for the French team right now, and I don't really see Zeus being in a position to actually do that much about Biggie.
Probably not. I mean, definitely not now. He is in another and maybe better world. Edward comes up with a good shot here, but Biggie's on a 10. And showing us a little bit of the versatility of this particular connector bit, because you can cover so many different outlets, and it's pretty damn good. Sees last man 1-on-4. I don't know what the best case scenario is here. Getting Biggie is a good start, but I mean, do you think he can get a bomb plant here?
Epsilon would have to do something really weird for that to happen. Something really strange would have to happen for them to give up a bomb plant. He actually headshots Uzi through.
Yes, he did. If he had kept shooting, it could have been a little bit strange, but he doesn't realize, and now he's just kind of hugging the wooden wall here. So moving into a 5-4 position, and it's going to be the 10th round. What I would like to see, because NaVi have been so insistent on getting into the connector bit here, I love to see Epsilon try for a boost on the outside, looking in for the top windows here, because that's like a really, really, really dirty boost. Just give up part of the stairwell, wait for people to come through, and shoot them from an odd angle. I love that boost.
Yeah, it's a fun boost. You just have to be careful about not letting letting the gun models clip through, because that is an issue that does happen quite frequently.
Ooh. Look at this. Guardian and Zeus offering the bomb up to Biggie. It's like, take the bomb and cover it well if you can. They do eventually take him down and reclaim the bomb, but that is... It's always unfortunate when you're giving up the bomb that quickly and let the other team know what's going on. You can see Epsilon are moving all the way across the map. They know that everyone is over here from NaVi. So 1-4 is the situation. Edward should be going down any second. Hopefully not take too many with him. And that's a good job from Epsilon. Only losing 1 person. And we're at 6-4.
6-4, yeah. And now NaVi finally back to buying. They did a... Well, they had to do an eco, seeing how they for a 4th spot in the previous round after Guardian managed to save his op. So, again, like, the economy for NaVi isn't too great, but then again, they don't need as many rounds on the T side, so they can afford to take some freedom and actually save up for those ops here and there.
Now, apart from the fact that they are on the wrong side of the map, I'm intrigued by the fact that they have the 3 Molotovs.
Yeah.
It's not like you can't use Molotovs at A, you definitely can, but I think at B they're just much more fun, so I'd love to see them use that.
Well, for right now, it seems like they would go towards A, and I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw... I mean, they are... You could put down some very effective Molotovs on the A bomb site, and then given how Epsilon have played previously, with, you know, initially pushing out to show some aggression and then falling back towards the site, wouldn't be too surprised if we saw NaVi putting those Molotovs basically on the entire left side of the A bomb site, basically to clear out that entire thing where you would normally plant the bomb on the previous versions of the map. Because, well, if Epsilon are playing like they are now, it's really tough for NaVi to actually get anywhere and actually get onto the site.
Well, let's see one Molotov in action here. Bounces back and cuts off one exit point here for Foxshow, but he doesn't really care. Oh, he's standing in fire. There are more Molotovs coming. He's down to half health, and Molotov 100% successful as they get the kill on Foxshow, forcing him out. Bomb being planted here, and Biggie can't exactly hear where it is. There's so much going on in this bomb site. Now they just need to defend the bomb and make sure no one takes it away here. Starix goes down as well. Uzi falls and Scream. Oh, it's raining men right in front of him. Jerry Hallowell would be happy. It's a 1-on-3, and Scream just probably going to have to make his escape here. Not really worth trying to retake this this situation.
I do like the Spice Girls reference. That's solid stuff.
I know my 90s music, man. Don't worry.
But you do know that that song is not really from the 90s, right? It's a cover?
Yeah, I know. But, like, her version is pretty hyped up, man. You know.
That's true, but, you know, the Weather Girls are the Weather Girls.
All right. I'm glad we're getting everything covered here.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely everything. Well, 6-5. Next round up, a lot more Molotovs. 4 Molotovs. Come on, how many Molotovs do you need to purchase to do this speed, firebombing thing that I talked about? Although I do like how they made it work on A. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, they made it work with 3, so now they're thinking to themselves, well, I saw one place, that wasn't, the floor wasn't covered with lava, as the 8-year-olds would say. So that's a good move from NaVi, recognizing what works and going with it until it doesn't work anymore.
Foxio and Biggie pushing forward here, and they catch together, seized, although Fox did the majority of the damage, not going to share the assist with anyone. Look at Edward. Oh, they smoke off Edward, so he can't actually get out, and he doesn't care. He's going to flash his way through the smoke, runs up, tries to join them, gets the one. Foxio, pistols out. Edward has to drop the AK to try and shoot him with a pistol. I don't think Fox should have survived that. I think that should have been Edward bringing it back into a 3-on-3. Now NaVi are in a 2-on-3, or 2-on-4 in fact. So they're in a much worse position here.
Edward probably should have had that kill, but props for going full-on man mode right there. Zeus picks up GMX. The one thing that works in NaVi's favor is the fact that Foxo is pretty low HP and he's kind of cut off from the rest of his team. As long as NaVi get onto the site.
Oh, you may have been exactly right. Foxio comes up a second and a half too late, basically, to get the kill on anyone. Bomb goes down, but now, weirdly, they're trapped in a corner. Grenade is going to be pretty good, I think. Lands right between them, but it's the only one they have, so now they have to do the rest manually, as we say. And, well, the opening kill is definitely there. Guardian goes down. Foxio making it look easy. Even with 10 health, he gets 2 last kill, making it a quad in total, and Epsilon are going to end up winning the round. Wow.
Yeah. Very well done by Fox, though, but kind of iffy from NaVi. I'm not really sure how they managed to get into a position where nobody was actually covering the stairs, but still being open enough from being spotted from that angle, or from that position where they were in. I think was it Zeus was the second guy alive for NaVi with Guardian?
Oh, I believe so.
Yeah, and he somehow got caught out because he was aiming towards, well, where the stairs used to be, up from CT's, or I guess the CT spawn area. And he was still, wide open for everyone coming from stairs to see, without having Guardian covering him. So that was a bit weird.
Look at Biggie. He's just so aggressive, and for once it doesn't pay off, but he's actually had an enormously high success rate going into connector and being a bit of a crazy person. But this time they finally shut him down, and Zeus is on 12 health, so I mean he did some damage, but not quite enough here.
Imagine if he had the auto shotgun. Just imagine.
Do you think that's what he's thinking right now? Damn.
Next time we're going to see an auto shotty.
Why not? Well, speak of auto, but this time it's a sniper instead, and it's GMX taking Zeus down finally. Starix with a good return, though. And he sees, I think it's the one coming up here as well. GMX might be in a really tough spot. He's in the corner, and they know he's there. He gets Starix beforehand. Foxio caught trying to make a rotation, so actually really nicely played from NaVi here. That's good communication, because as soon as one goes down here, you do want to peek just when Guardian does, when he feels like, okay, someone's probably rotating out of A right now to get to B, because that's where people are dying right now. And he was just in the mind of Foxio then. Scream. Last man standing 1-on-3. Should he go for it?
He doesn't really have a good opportunity to actually save, because he's more or less trapped. Or actually, the NaVi members have rotated around the other way. Yeah. So he does have an opportunity to save, but I think he doesn't want to give too many rounds to NaVi for free.
Well, it wasn't quite for free, but it wasn't Scream making the big impact on that round, unfortunately. Really tough retaking 1-on-3 with no grenades. He had one flash he threw initially, and then one kit. Have to be NaVi making a big mistake, essentially, for that to work out. So we're at 7-6, 14th round coming up, almost at the end of this first half in the second map. It is a 1 O-map score currently in favor of NaVi. So, yeah, Epsilon are fighting for their lives in this best of 3.
And they really are. And again, we're seeing Epsilon put heavy focus on the underpass area here. Not committing to actually go all out this time around for Biggie, but Starix should go down here.
It could have gone either way. I mean, Biggie did get grenaded, and so did GMX, and that's the danger with always being there, is that eventually it becomes a little bit too predictable. Oh, Scream tapped through. Grenade would have done it, but the obviously the AWP shot's just as good. Biggie fighting it out with Edward. doing really good damage, but receiving just about as much. Well, actually, one less damage to be precise. Smoke is out, and the bomb is already down, and I don't think Epsilon can fight this. If they lose these 2 rifles, they will have exactly nothing for the next round, so they kind of got to save them, even though it's painful.
Yeah, it definitely hurts giving NaVi 7 rounds, but they honestly don't have much of a choice. I'm curious to see when NaVi are going to realize that this is going to be a save, and if they're opting to hunt after them or not. I guess they're actually too far away, so nothing is going to come out of it. Epsilon will be able to save both their weapons. That's a bit, you know, a tiny bit of shimmering light for them.
A little bit, just a little bit, right? I don't know if it's the DDoSing or what else, but Scream seems to be full tilt mode, I would say. 3, 1, and 7. It's not quite a James Bond score, but it's definitely not cool.
He actually hasn't been that active because NaVi hasn't attacked towards him that much, to be honest. He's being the second guy out towards short there, and GMX is taking most of the run with any action coming in towards that area, or Biggie and FXO or Foxo have been pushing aggressively towards underpass, so there hasn't been that much happening in the area where he's holding. And oftentimes he's left in a bit of an awkward situation. You know, what can you really do in a 1v4, for instance?
Yeah, I mean that's true. So he's played like a I guess that's worth accounting for as well. Foxyo peeking out. Guardian is so close. He doesn't see it. Guardian.
They don't see each other. How?
He's by the tree. Guardian is looking just blank into a rock here.
This is out of the field of view for there you go. Foxyo and actually picks up Biggie as well.
That's very unlikely. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but that's a weird place to find yourself in if you're a Guardian, and I think once he peeked, he realized, oh, I've hit the jackpot. I just had to stare at this rock for a while, and it all works out great. Flash on over. Not really, just to get in there, so, you know, no flash. He wasn't flashing for GMX to go aggressive, he was just flashing to see if he can get up into the site. Nice Molotov too, so fire out that truck there, but Scream, he gets the 1 kill in, finally gets to do something. GMX is here with the FAMAS, and he has to come up big, but he only gets the 1 kill. It's all on Uzi with 24 bullets to kill 2 people. And no kit.
Yeah, the bullets shouldn't be a problem. I think the crossfire is the more worrying thing for them.
He spotted out Sushi, can probably guess where Seized is. He does try and take a quick peek, but you're right. The crossfire is what kills it at the end. That's going to be an 8-7 scoreline in favor of NaVi. Guys, the second half is coming up any second, so do not go anywhere.
Yeah, and NaVi obviously would be pretty happy about going into the second half with actually winning the T side.
That would not be bad, would it? I mean, at that point, you're doing something right.
Yeah, and you touched on it. Like, as of right now, Overpass is regarded as a very CT favored map, but I honestly think this map is fairly okay for T's to actually get rounds on if a team knows how to play it.
We have seen terrorist teams do really well, but I think it's still changing so much. I think we know this a couple of times during a broadcast and before, but it's still a map that's evolving so much. So it probably will get more and more like tilting towards the T side. But right now, I'd say you want to win at least 9 rounds on the CT side, basically.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. And for Epsilon's part right now, they have to pick up the pistol more or less if they want to stay in this, because if NaVi are able to pick it up, most likely going to snowball into an 11-7 round, and at that point, Epsilon are kind of, well, in the shithouse. They have to win out every buy round from that point on to have a shot at this.
Yeah, that'd be awful. I am looking for Scream and his smoke, and I'm wondering if Biggie's going to put up one as well. Scream smoking on over. Where exactly is he going to land? So it's going to land... I'm not sure if that's exactly where he wanted to land. That looks a little bit weird. Down towards the sewer area.
That does not look to be intended.
No, definitely not. Flashbangs rain in. Edward in the backside here. A little bit flashed. Starix will pick up the kill. Foxyo charging in. Glock in hand. Still got 6 bullets left, and he's going to find 2 kills before he has to reload. So this is looking great here for Epsilon. This round is absolutely everything to them. They got to win it. And they're going to get the bomb plant down. So first part of the mission is accomplished. Now you just have to stay and potentially sacrifice your life for it. Guardian trying to put a shot in on Foxyo, and he's reloading while looking at him. That's brave. Seized is also falling low, so I don't see Epsilon losing this unless they make a big mistake, and I don't think they will. That's going to be the end. So, I don't know. What do you think about that execution from Epsilon?
Well, obviously, the smokes weren't exactly where they all needed to be, but they got what, in my opinion, is the most important one, which is the smoke out from higher. Basically blocks up everyone from standing on top of there. So you kind of have to commit if you're a CT, and one of the NaVi members did actually commit very heavily and drop down and towards the B bomb site instead of rotating around. And with Epsilon, actually, or I think it's mainly because of Fox, so him picking up those 2 frags right there more or less gave them the bomb site. Otherwise, Epsilon would have gotten into a situation where they would have been caught out and basically stuck in that exit from long tunnels without being able to get down the bomb, and all of a sudden it's a very favorable position for NaVi.
And just to point out, Guardian here with the scout using a position that I actually first time saw in American Counter-Strike. So I've been watching a lot of the NA matches and shooting through the window, the front window of this truck up in the A bomb site. I just look through it, and then you can kind of like move out and shoot. It's a really cool position. I like it.
Doesn't it still do significant damage?
Yeah,
at least with an op. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a very cool. So it's very hard for the Terror side if you come through, but they're going to come through at a much better angle. If they come through here, Guardian's position won't make any difference. Maybe Seized will if he can go utterly nuts with the CSET 75, but it's going to have to be some JW level CSET 75 here. Oh, Edward talking about it. Almost gets a quick double kill in, but he's going to go down, and the B-bomb site is really weak right now. Starix, Deagle in hand, misses the one. Oh, Zeus and Cease both coming up here. One each with the CSED, and GMX is going to go down. It's all CSET 75 action. It's a nightmare. It's only 8 seconds left, and Zeus will pick up the last kill, and NaVi, they rob Epsilon of a round that they couldn't afford to lose, basically.
Yeah, that was Epsilon's round to win. And it was kind of unfortunate for Epsilon. Obviously, you saw Edward pick up that 1 frag, and then everyone from NaVi kind of bolted out from the A-bomb site. With the guy from Epsilon actually picking up Guardian on the A-bomb site, it kind of gave away everything NaVi needed to know. So they knew that they could fully commit on the Epsilon members on the B-bomb site without having to worry about the backstab, seeing how they knew how far away he was.
Look at this position of Guardian. How incredibly cool is this? He can actually look up towards Birthday without being there. Yeah, there's no way GMX saw that coming. That's just a very that's a very creative way to use the shells back there. Big fan.
Yeah, that's very nice. Very cool to see.
Edward now taking charge. Max 7.
Did you see that?
I'm not sure. Well, he's going to get a chance here. Max 7, say hello to Biggie. Say hello to Fox Show. And finally, Uzi will be the last guy. They weren't properly introduced, so Uzi only drops down to 30 health. But still not a great position right now for Epsilon. If they could have got the bomb down this round, it would have been big for them. But it's not going to be possible, I think.
I don't think Uzi's going to be in a position to get anything done here, barring some Max 7 magic. He is getting up close with them, so... yeah, that could have been a kill for him, but... much more than that would be very unlikely. Yeah, I think overall, well, yeah. Go on.
I was going to say, with the bomb plan, do you think they would have bought this time around? That's $800 bonus for anyone wanting to do maths at home, right? So Biggie could have bought an AK, Fox Show could have, and I guess that's about... I think a couple of other people who bought, a little bit more could have as well.
They would have been, yeah, they would have been able to buy for the most part. So I think that definitely would have been the case.
Big difference with the bomb there. Molotov goes up just to try and keep them back. Edward shooting a couple of people in the back and even facing some of them, but he's not quite going to survive at the end. Sush will pick up 2 kills, and it's very low on health. Fox, he can't get the last shot in there on Starix, unfortunately, but there's a good round for NaVi. They only lose 1 person. Now it's all on Epsilon here. It's 11-8 impact right now.
Yeah, especially because NaVi are getting to that point where they can buy even if they lose a round. And that's obviously not something you want to experience if you're Epsilon at this point. You want to keep the CT's economies low so you can get more of a punishment out from winning a round once you first get it.
Yeah, indeed. I think that's always the crucial moment. And Epsilon probably know exactly where they're at. I'm still very sad that no competitive player wants to do the wallbang that I keep talking about. because I did somewhat accurately predict that you could shoot through these walls down here towards the T-spawn. I think it was ACs who finally did it during some LAN, and it really worked. And,
MCS, yeah.
Yeah, they got the shot off with him. I was really happy. 100 people tweeted me and said, it worked, it worked, it worked. So that's really nice, but there's another one that I want to show you guys in a bit. So we'll get back to that. Pay attention. Guardian is going to pick up the first kill on Foxio, and I missed that on the camera. I'm sorry. But now, NaVi, I mean, an opening kill like that makes it so hard for Epsilon. It makes it harder to throw fakes, and then obviously if you have to sacrifice people getting the bomb down, you just have fewer people to sacrifice, essentially.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. And it was a bit of a duel out on long, with Guardian getting more or less into position before Foxio had the same opportunity, so that's why he came out ahead.
Flash on over. Zeus is abusing the fact that you can look over that wall, which I think is a really, really cool part of the map. It's so nice to see people get information like that. And he can get shot in return, which you see he's dropping down to 28. Biggie on 16. There's only 15 seconds left. Oh, we're counting down here. Starix tries to take the shot, but he gets a little bit too ambitious, and a lot of people running into the site. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. The bomb has to be planted, and Zeus, no, Biggie. The moment he stops planting, they lose the round. There was not enough time for him to replant. Uzi goes down after the timer's run out, and that is a very, very bad end to the round for Epsilon. About as bad as he can get, really. Very tragic.
Yeah, that was a big mistake from Biggie, and Biggie has been playing really well so far this game, so that's unfortunate to see, because even though it's easier said than done, but you know, that's the type of situation where you just have to grind your teeth together and just pray that your teammate actually has your back, because it's the only way you're actually gonna win the round, even though you might have to sacrifice yourself.
Yeah, I 100% agree. But just to remind everyone, it's not like we don't know that that Biggie, like, it's much harder to do that in the game than it is to say it. Which is one of the great things about being a caster, is you get to have like perfect 20/20 hindsight. You can be like, no, that was wrong. He did it wrong. You know, it's really great, right? You can always seem like you know exactly what to do in the right team in every situation. But Biggie under a little bit of pressure then, and I guess generally speaking, Epsilon are a little bit fatigued at this point.
Yeah, they're doing weird things. They continuously repeat with their pistols towards Guardian, who ended up at long tunnels with the bomb. So now the bomb is kind of just dropped in no man's land. You can see NaVi are taking full advantage of that, moving on up, basically getting control over everything. And somehow Foxio has gotten into the restroom area without really people knowing. But Zeus finds him in the end.
There we go. There we go. NaVi picking it up. All right, onto the wallbang spot. I promised you guys I would talk about it. I've shown a lot of you before, so maybe you've already seen it. It does work. I've tested it out. It definitely works. You can stand on the sniper spot here, and you can shoot all the way up here. And if you connect with the bottom, between the bottom of the wires here, see if anyone comes running through, I'll show you exactly where the shot is. So there you go. Headshot height. So you just have to shoot like really low at the wire there, and you're going to connect with people right through. It's pretty dirty. You're probably going to get overwatched as well if you end up doing that, but it will be worth it. Guardian picking up the first kill, and the auto director doesn't care. And Edward is going to go down over by the connector. So a good trade, I would say, for Epsilon. I mean, at least they managed to kill one person. And how if they can get Starix here? There's nobody else here. He is alone in the bomb site. Sees this close to one by. Starix is covering all of B right now. Walking in, goes down to Foxio, and this is the big opening for Epsilon. Back in the game.
Cease is gonna have to do a lot of work here. He actually starts by picking up GMX here. Not able to get down Foxio though, so Epsilon should be able to get the bomb plant down. Guardian is pretty far away, and it seems like Susan has no intention of actually waiting for him.
Zeus with a quick double. How is Epsilon not winning this? They were looking so good. He charges through. That's a bold decision from Zeus. That takes some guts, and Guardian doesn't really care. He's still going to take him out. Then how did they lose this round?
Well, Zeus did the ultimate YOLO move, pretty much just walking through a smoke during a retake without even caring about where Guardian was in that situation, because the Guardian was nowhere near to actually help out or get any sort of benefit from Zeus pushing in there. So if Zeus pushes in there and Foxio is actually watching towards long tunnels, then Zeus just dies and Guardian is left alone in a 1v3. But unfortunately for Epsilon, Zeus picks the perfect timing to push through the smoke, and that was just completely unexpected. You can't really account for that.
No, you definitely can't. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is for Epsilon right now. It's not like they're not trying, but I don't know what to say.
What they've been doing the last couple of rounds is definitely not the way to go about it. If you're going to move towards the B bomb site, you have to get into, well, a somewhat offensive position early on. Otherwise, you're going to end up in situations where Guardian does what he just did, which is get close up into the tunnels and get a good angle towards the T-spawn area, or people coming from T-spawn. And you don't really want to get into, duel with Guardian, especially when he has an op.
It can be painful. It very often is. Actually, speaking of Guardian, I'm really sad that grenade he threw didn't connect, because it was really well placed in through the windows. That's where I suggested you could boost over and look in, which is very common, or not that common, but I think everyone kind of knows how that works out. And Biggie could have almost got killed by a grenade there. Now, if they go for A, I mean, how do you break through on A with 3 on 5? That's not easy.
Oh, that's really tough. Especially now that NaVi are going to be aware of the fact that, well, stuff is happening towards A, and it seems like Epsilon are just going to go for a plan on the smoke here, given how they're setting up their smokes. But it's not really covering enough.
Yeah, and when there's smoke, there's fire, because the Molotov stand in front of the smoke, making it even harder. Scream falls, and GMX takes a kill and has to run away. 3 seconds left. They will end up going down, so yeah, now 15-8. What do you say, then, before we close out potentially close the map, that we show people the really, really ridiculous wallbang? Like the 1 in 100 million wallbang?
Oh, yeah, sure, we can do that.
Alright, so here's how it works. You go on the T side, you pick up an AWP, run to this barrel, you wedge yourself in between the fence and the barrel, and you aim at this particular triangle of nails. Right here, just aim a little bit low in the triangle, and you're going to be able to shoot right through this wall, and right into the pillar, and it's headshot height. If you do that, I guarantee you're going to be a watchman. That's how it works. Edward, taking down one, goes for a little bit more, but not going to be able to deal with Uzi, who does manage to take him down. Starix with a quick return kill, and this could be the end for Epsilon. We're in a 3-3, and it's match and map point in favor of NaVi.
A nice... Ooh, that nade actually does nothing. I thought that would be a lot better nade from Starix right there. He had the potential of doing quite a bit of damage to 3 Epsilon members, but CSGO nades, I suppose.
Yes, indeed, I agree. But look at the position of Seized here. I mean, they've got 2 people in B, and I think Seized is almost covering the entirety of the A bomb site by being here. Fox goes down. That was Seuss out-orping him, just trying to crouch in. And the fact that I mentioned triangle, trying to explain that wallbang, it means now all the chat is doing is spamming Illuminati. Well played. Scream is going to go down. Starix with the double. It ends up being Guardian at 25 kills, stop fragging. 16-8 in favor of the NaVi team. And yeah, it's the CIS squad that comes out on top this time around. Really well played by them overall, I would say, even if the match was a little bit slow to start.
Yeah, that took a while to get through those 2 maps, but in the end, I think it's fair to say that the map went kind of, or the match went kind of as expected. We did call for a 2-0 victory for NaVi, given the map pool, but Epsilon did not lay down and die by any means.
I don't know what happened with the screen capture there. I'm sorry, guys. It wasn't supposed to be HLTV that I showed you. I guess it could have been something much worse, but it ended up being this page instead here. That's what we need to look at, and it's the stats page following it. It's 23 kills in favor of Uzi, so he did really well. Scream at 5 overall, which is not good enough. I don't know what happened. I think he's been on... I think he tilted after the first map, potentially, because he played decently enough then. Guardian, 25 top fragging, and then 22 on Seized. Also, they both Seized and Guardian just had a really great night, I would say.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't think you can really put it any other way. Just a really good night overall.
Yeah, definitely so. All right, so... that means, guys, that we will be back, but I think it's going to be on Monday, if I'm not completely mistaken either. So, yeah, Monday, we do have LDLC playing Deponert, which is the Danish team that used to be Copenhagen Wolves. We also have...
Wait, what did you call them?
Deponert, which means the disposed of, I guess. People have been disposed of.
Yeah, it just sounded really, really weird.
Yeah, I don't know why they picked that name. Please don't hold me accountable. And then it's Planet Key versus... who is that? Why can't I recognize that logo? I should probably know this.
Wait, is it on the stream?
Yeah, it's DG. Is it... Oh, why am I blanking on this? I swear
DGF... Is it FM?
Yeah.
What the...
Yeah. Okay, I guess we will come back to that later. I'm sorry.
No, it's Dem Guns.
Oh,
it's the UK team, isn't it?
Oh, yes, of course it is. You're right. It's the UK team.
That's a horrible logo.
It is an interesting logo, put it like that. But thank you, chat. Also, a lot of people in chat pointing it out, so thank you, guys. That's going to be it for us tonight here, guys. Thank you for joining us. Hope you guys will follow us on Twitter. It's at VendettaCSGO. It's at Unfire Anders and Unfire Semler, who had to catch a train home, but he was here for the most of the evening. Big thanks to ESL, and take care, everyone. Please go and enjoy some Counter-Strike with your friends, and I will see you here soon enough. This is the ESL Pro League, and we'll be back on Monday.